What is up, party people? It's Justin Langlois, Sterling Investment Advisors, coming at you with a weird one today, and it might only affect like 1 to 2% of you, but all of you will eventually hear about it at some point in time when you're pursuing investment property. It's the old improvement loan scenario, almost like a construction loan, tenant improvement allowance. It's supposed to be repaid to a developer or a landlord. We're seeing more and more of these scenarios with increased construction prices, delays in the construction world. Everything just costs more. So unless you've been living under a pile of 2x4s, let me tell you what happened in the last couple of years. Everything is nearly doubled. So, and that includes labor. Things are more expensive for the guys that are throwing up block and brick, pouring concrete. It doesn't cost $5 to go to McDonald's to get a number 2, which I think that's like the 2 cheeseburger meal deal. It's pretty delicious. Save yourself the heartache though. Just go to Popeyes and get that chicken sandwich. What we're seeing is base rent, which is a normal scenario. Every deal has it. And then you've got your triple nets, so common area maintenance, we refer to it as CAM, taxes and insurance. And we're seeing this third layer of rent. Some may call it like an additional rent, some may call it improvement rent or improvement allowance, credit, or however you want to word it. And in many scenarios, it's paid back from the tenant to the landlord throughout the primary term of the lease. In some instances, we see it go beyond the primary term and it bleeds into the subsequent renewal terms. The problem you run into is how, as an investor or a seller rather of this property, how do you apply or assess value to something that is going to ultimately burn off in the next few years? So it's a tough one. By way of example, if you've got a tenant paying you $10,000 a month in base rent, and then maybe they've got an improvement allowance that a landlord gave them that they're repaying at $7,500 per month, if that burns off at the end of the primary term, there's really no value to that improvement allowance. You're not going to want to pay for something and then ultimately 10, 15, 20 years from now, your tenant is no longer paying. So just something to think about, something you might want to apply to your base rent, something you may want to apply to your base rent in the future. And in some instances, we have seen renewal rents decrease from where they were at the base rent level. So you got any other weirdos, any questions, any just like goofy things, let me know. Peace.